What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. It's on the left side here. We have Mimighoul going up against Mimighoul on the right side here. We have Todd on the right side, and we have Usman on the left side here. If you guys have not seen, Todd's been playing Mimighoul back and forth for a long time now. He is the Mimighoul master. Ended up getting top at a regionals with it, so huge shout outs to him. Before we dive on in, over to like, comment, subscribe. Pushing a lot. We're on with 10K. We are going to be seeing the player on the right going to be starting off first with the deck. Now, very interestingly enough, we're not going to get to see any impulses being dropped, but we are going to see a slime going to be activated, flipping it face down to our opponent's side of the field. But the Mimighouls actually do have like a really weird interaction where they're going to be able to like kind of play through a bunch of their stuff and then also being able to use it, kind of depending on like how you play. We are going to be seeing the Archfiend being normal summon, trying to flip that Mimighoul slime face up. They're going to Veiler that there, and they're going to play a dungeon, which allows us to search for I wasn't quite sure which one we ended up searching for. We are going to be then able to activate the armor, summoning itself out. Then we're going to activate another one to go up into. We're going to activate one flipping it face down. They are going to activate the number or overlay into prime or number 13, whatever, crime or punishment. And that's going to activate, making us flip up the slime as well as the Archfiend there. And then we are going to summon out a dragon from the deck. And we discard a master from the hand, and then we are going to be able to activate the dragon's effect, allowing us to search. But we overlay up into a throne here, I think. And we want to summon out master because we want to be able to book their cards face down. It's a really weird matchup. Like, we're going to see us go for Throne. Throne can then summon out the Master. Then Master will give us a search. Going for a Cerberus. So we're going to be trying to banish 3 cards of our opponent's deck. I mean, that can be quite good against us, especially if you hit, like, we already have Master in the graveyard, so you're not able to hit that one. But if you hit, like, a Master, your opponent's going to be really in a bad position. We then see Mimighoul, Ghoul, or Fairy being summoned out, and we get to overlay once again into another XYZ. We're going to go for the Giant Mimighoul, which now allows us to search once again, most likely for the trap here. But we are looking at Fairy. We search for Maker here, okay. We maybe already have trap in the hand. We're on the Cerberus flipping or putting itself face down, and then we're going to set 1 card, and we can just pass turn on that. I mean, we have the Throne, which can then equip, bounce the cards. We have Giant Mimighoul as well, and then we also have Punishment 2. So that's a different stuff that we can do there, and they have to kind of flip up the Cerberus to kind of continue the play. What's also really cool when the Mimighoul mirror match is you don't want to leave a lot of your fields kind of empty there. Like, so we see where they left only 1 zone. This is only going to activate 1 of the Mimighoul monsters. We are going to go for a Maker, Chain Room here, making us summon do we summon to our side? Can Room summon to our side of the field so we just block it out? It can. It can summon a dragon, and therefore we now can't really resolve Room because can't resolve Maker because we can't summon to their opponent's side of the field. They are asking about this. They are going to go for the ruling, but I believe that they cannot summon because of the way Maker is worded. I could be very wrong. We are going to be able to find out. But like when you pull up Maker here, I'm just going to be grabbing the card. It says that reveal 2, and then summon 1 to their field, and then you add the other one to the hand. So like you can't do either of those. You can add it to the hand, but it says like you can't add the. It's like then you add the other. So we're going to be seeing it just unfortunately resolve without an effect because we now have no zones, and then we're going to see the dragon going to activate, allowing us to search for a Archfiend here. So now we're going to be seeing like Mimighoul kind of being in a bad position where they cannot. The player on the left is in a bad position because they cannot really kind of continue. But we do flip up the Cerberus now. They can't. We can't go to their opponent's side of the field, so we are going to have that now, unless we kind of chain something to it to kind of give ourselves it. But that's not going to be really worth it in that case. We have gotten rid of one of the most powerful cards there, which is going to be the Maker. We are going to see Cerberus resolve, and then it is just going to go to the graveyard because it can no longer be turned on into their control. That's interesting. I didn't know that's how that worked. I have a feeling it would just stay on field, but they're going to take a second to read Giant Mimighoul as well as the number 13 or whatever, 31. Does not matter which one you play, they're the exact same cards. We are going to see talents going to be drawing too, but that's not going to really help us here. We're going to see an imperm on the throne, so we are thinking that we can find a way to kind of beat this. This is going to make it now so that it cannot just bounce the card back. And then we push something out, a unicorn. I mean, that is a good card. So we can see now Birth being searched. And then we still have a unicorn in the banish zone, so we are actually going to be able to summon that out as well if we need to, or we can just link away. Depending on how we kind of go for it. We are going to see Dragon being normal summon, searching for a room, and we are now playing the game. You know, that talents was quite nice. Room going to be, dungeon's going to be activated there. I lied, they did not search for Mimighoul. Room, they search for the dungeon, and then dungeon can add us a armor. Just so we have another extender in this case. Armor is going to summon itself out. I mean, we could go for a Zeus line if we wanted to. We're going to go up for our own throne. Throne's going to activate the effect, and we're going to be able to summon out the Mimighoul Master. Mimighoul Master will then activate the effect, allowing us now to search. The imperm on the throne actually is kind of clutch there. We're going to see this search for a slime. I really want to say that the slime should have stayed, or the Cerber should have stayed on their field. I could be mistaken, but I really do just think that it doesn't go to the graveyard, but I could be wrong. We're going to see slime summon itself out, and then we're going to link up into an anima. Then anima is going to be activating the effect, attaching the master. Funny that we have two masters, one in the spell and trap card zone, one in the monster zone. But where do we go next? I mean, Zeus wiping the entire field can be pretty devastating, especially if we just don't activate Birth. We just go Zeus, wipe the field, and then play Birth. Birth bring out the unicorn. It can be quite a problem. Like, they're down to 1 or 2 cards left here, so we are going to go for an SP. And we're thinking if we want to activate the SP effect here. We are going to do it on the Mimighoul, Giant Mimighoul here. We're then activating the Birth. Now we can't attack directly. So we are going to be seeing the Birth can be played, going now, bringing back that unicorn. But now, once again, like, we aren't going to have like that powerful Zeus sends alongside the unicorn bring back out. So I don't even know if that was a play. And we're going to get rid of the throne there. So they are going to be kind of having a little bit of a hard time to get rid of it, or to get back into the game there. They have an Archfiend in the hand and then maybe one other card. But the comeback is quite real here. I also don't even know how big Throne is. Throne's just 0. Okay. So you're going to activate Throne, attaching it to the Mimighoul Master, bouncing back the punishment. I mean, it has 1,000 on the opponent's side of the field because we do have Dungeon up, but we're going to go attack into Dragon. And then we are going to attack into the throne. We are going to activate the unicorn effect to look. I mean, they have gone through a lot of their extra deck already, so it's going to be kind of hard to choose the banish. But they're looking at the Typhon there, but banishing the second throne, so making it so that they cannot summon back out that Mimighoul Master and get those kind of bounces here. And so then with that, we are going to be seeing the last card in hand being a Room. That's going to be a crazy card, having that in rotation now as well. And then we have like 2 cards in hand, so they do have the Archfiend and then something else. But yeah, we can just leave these on the field, but we're going to link away for an Bunny. Bunny is now going to be able to set another trap. Okay. I feel like you'd want to banish some of those cards if they activate a spell. But we're going to be seeing a set and then a pass. I mean, we can pop the Mimighoul dungeon at any time now. We're going to be seeing the Azurin statue summon out. Then we're going to be popping. So now they have to top deck into something else with the dungeon. Kind of stopping that immediately. But they are going to have a Maker here. And this is what I mean. Like, if you would have been able to banish 3 of their cards now in the graveyard, like hitting their Mimighoul Master would have been huge in this case. Even maybe a dungeon and stuff like that. Or not dungeon, but like the Room and then other things. We're going to be seeing a Slime and a Dragon being summoned. And we are going to be summoning the Dragon face down. That's not going to look too good for us. You know, once that Dragon gets flipped face up, the entire board will be destroyed. We're going to be seeing the Mimighoul Archfiend activate, and then we do flip up the Dragon, destroying everything other than Mimighoul monsters, and we summon it out now to our opponent's side of the field. Just like that, we see that Azurin gone. And now we're going to be able to overlay for the Giant Mimighoul. And I feel like we're going to be Book and Mooning this with the Room here. But we see it search for a dungeon here on summon. Activate dungeon. And we can add back from the graveyard too, which is kind of crazy. Like, we did see both slimes kind of being used. We've seen a couple dragons now kind of used. So being able to add back from the graveyard is huge when your deck is kind of getting thinner. It makes you able to just add back whatever you want and kind of continue playing, which is why I think that if you would have left the Unicorn on the field, Birth being able to banish some of those crazy cards would have definitely helped. Like, you know, a lot of players only play 1 armor, only play 1 master and stuff like that. Being able to banish those cards and force them to like have stuff more in the deck definitely could have been like beneficial. We are going to see them add back the Fairy, it looks like. So now we know Slime and Fairy in the hand. But instead they're going to add back a Dragon. Yeah, okay. They add back Dragon here. Like, even if we went for like the slow grind game of just banishing dragons, it can come up. This is not going to be a quick match. We're going to see a normal summon of a dragon, activating the effect, now allowing us to search for another spell. Mostly going for a Room here. Yeah, it's going to be a very good card. And then we do activate a Room of our own. Not exactly sure why we're doing that. We're going to summon up most likely Dragon, and then also flip down that Giant Mimighoul. Or summon Archfiend here, okay. Then we're going to book the Giant. Okay. I kind of see the line there. We're going to link away for an Anima, and we play it into the own Anima zone. We did that to our opponent, and it still is getting us hurt here. We are going to be seeing the on-summon flip up of Master. Master is going to flip up the Archfiend, letting us draw additional card. And then we are going to be stealing that Master. Looks like this game is going to be just a Master steal kind of thing with the Anima. But losing your Master is actually like very brutal. I feel like the player on the right kind of has to go up into... It kind of has to go up into an SP at some point because I need to banish that birth. But we're going to see them pass. And we know Slime's last card in the hand. They're going to activate Slime, flipping it face down, and then just pass turn on that. So they can't normal summon because they do have dungeons up. But we have a face down as well, which can be interesting. We're going to see Unicorn being brought back out off that birth. And they're looking in their extra deck. I mean, they don't want to flip up Slime. We are going to activate Dungeon, allowing us to add back any of our Mimighoul monsters from the graveyard. Unfortunately, we can't add back Master because it's on the opponent's side of the field. But look like they're going to add a Slime of their own, it looks like. I think they also have Charm in their hand. Now, a lot of decks don't play Charm. This one is just because one of his friends bought it for him. Therefore, he felt like he has to use it. And it's a decent card. You know, you're going to rip your opponent's extra deck, especially in a grind game like this. We're going to be seeing them think about linking away, but choosing not to. And I do want to apologize for the glare. I know there is a little bit of a glare on the left side here. Sometimes at locals it's a little bit hard to get it. We do see a search for another birth off of the Unicorn, and then we link away, okay. For a Phoenix. We're then going to activate the effect of Phoenix, and we're going to discard room to pop the dungeon. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure why we do this. Are we trying to like find the grind game here and just see if we can win it that way? Because now we're down 2 dungeons. We are down a bunch of dragons. They don't have any card in their hand, and the face down can't be that relevant, or else they would have like used it to summon out dragon search for their dungeon here. But like, we're gonna see the dragon being added back to the hand off the dungeon. But like, we're still locked under our own dungeon. So if that was kind of the play, it's not really helping us out. Also, I think that they searched for Pressured Planet, Race Off, which you cannot search off of Unicorn. So that definitely is a misplay, but we're going to see Room bounce back our own dungeon. And then we're going to activate the Race Off. You can't search that off Unicorn. And we're going to search for a Fenrir here. Yeah, unfortunately it's not a cash tier card. It is, but it doesn't have it in the name. We're then going to normal summon out the dragon, activating the effect, allowing us to search. Searching us for a maker. We're then going to activate Charm and activate the maker here. And do we see a Chain of Room on the opponent's side of the field? Looks like they were thinking about it, but we're going to be seeing a Cerberus. They are both are playing Cerberus in this build. I know you only play one of it. You never play more than one. We'll most likely see also an Archfiend being searched here. We definitely want to be able to flip up those cards. So they're thinking on this. We do see the Archfiend being added here. And they are going to get a roll. And we do see the Cerberus being flipped face down. This is what their best case scenario we are going to be seeing. Then we summon out the copy of Archfiend to flip up the Cerberus, activating the effect, and we banish nothing. But we have a monster we can summon out, so we summon out back that Throne. And this actually can be quite nice because now we can actually activate the effect, equip it, and then have the master on the field. But unfortunately, we have to find a way to get that master on the field before we get that bounce. So it's kind of hard. And to get that in the graveyard or onto our field, we have to find a way to get it off of their field, which we can just attack over the anima, but it's still been kind of difficult for us to get it back onto our field here. The Maker should also be in the graveyard. We are just kind of forgetting about it. It doesn't make that much difference. It's just going to sit there. But yeah, that definitely activating the Erasos definitely hurt us. It could have just pretended it's not there. It's not going to do that much, so we aren't going to be seeing the Fenrir kind of be used. We still would have been able to get that exact same game state. We would not have had the Fenrir in the hand. I guess we wouldn't have had a discard. Or we still discarded the room off of the Phoenix anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We are going to be seeing the player on the left end up taking the win there, squeezing through. It did not look that way in the beginning, but that Talon's Draw 2 definitely came quite close. I wonder if we would have went the Zeus line that I was thinking about, if it would have been a little bit better, but it looked like it still panned out for them quite well. I think that maybe not activating the Birth, summoning it out, and then Zeus in the entire field, I do want to say that would have been a little bit of a better, maybe a cleaner play, but we still took it at the end of the day, and that's all that matters. Saying what right or wrong, we're looking at the entire game state from a different perspective. When you're playing the game, it definitely is quite a bit harder. At least I find it myself. I like to look back at my own replays and say, like, oh, this is what we could have changed. So it's kind of cool that way. We are going to be seeing the player on the right going to start off once again with the special note of a Nightmare Unicorn. This can allow us to search for a birth here. And we are going to be playing the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Once again. Now, do we have any of the Mimighoul cards to kind of start off? We do have a Maker, one of the best ones if we do hit. And Maker is going to be a one-card combo, as long as we get to rip their extra deck as well, which is quite nice. We're going to be seeing an Archfiend and a Dragon. We're going to flip down the Dragon, and then we get to summon out the Archfiend. Archfiend's going to flip up the Dragon. We're going to activate the effect, and then we get to search our... We're not even going to rip the extra deck? Huh? Yeah, we definitely should have ripped the extra deck there, but we're going to go for a Giant Mimighoul. Giant Mimighoul, and then activate the effect to search. We definitely should have ripped the extra. I'm going to go for a Dungeon, activate Dungeon, and then that's going to allow us to now search for a copy of the Slime. We're most likely going to be giving them a Slime. I can't believe we didn't activate the Unicorn. Yeah, definitely important that you do activate your Unicorn banishing. Like, you banish a Throne, you banish a Giant Mimighoul. There's definitely good hits that you can do. Even hitting one other, like a Zeus Slime when you're going second and stuff like that. We're going to link away now for... it looks like they're trying to go for the Silhouette Rabbit, but we're going to go for Silhouette Rabbit. Silhouette Rabbit's going to be able to place the trap. And, being able to pop the dungeon at any time is very underrated in this. It also set... Yeah. So we're going to see the Birth. Then we're going to summon out the Unicorn. Doesn't look like we have that much that we can do here. But we should have ripped the extra deck. I can't believe we didn't do that. So we're going to go Slime here, giving it to our opponent. And then do we have a way to flip it face up? We're going to activate Fairy, giving it to that card to our opponent. Then we're going to put 2 face down here. And with 1 spell left in the hand, just passing turn on that. Interesting end board here. Now we do see a Master in their hand on the left side. But they are under the dungeon lock, so it's going to be kind of hard for them to kind of normal summon and get the plays going, as well as all their Unicorn and Fenrirs are not going to be useful here. So we try to normal summon the Master, but we can't. So instead we have to flip up the Slime, and then we're going to activate the effect, allowing us to summon from the deck. And do we rip the extra deck this time is the question. We most likely summon with a Dragon here, getting that search. There's no reason not to. Yeah, Dragon's going to search. And we are going to be unicorning there, allowing us to rip this time. This would have been the second rip. We searched for another dungeon here because we know that a lot of the times our opponent wants to kind of remove the dungeon on the field. I didn't quite see which one they got to rip there, but we also see a Unicorn in the hand as well. And a Rice Off. So we're going to activate the Fairy, flipping it to our opponent's side of the field. And then we activate the Erase Off, and is that going to resolve is the question. It's going to go through, and we search for a Fenrir because we have the unicorn in the hand already. So here we should summon out the unicorn there, allowing us to search. We do activate, and we blow up the Erase Off. We summon out the unicorn here. And then we are going to normal summon out the Master, activating the effect, allowing us to search our deck. I mean, we could have... They already knew we had Master in hand because we tried to normal summon it when we couldn't. So that's kind of important to note. It's also important that we summon out the Azul because now all our field zones are blocked. So we summon out the Fairy here. And this is going to most likely get stopped. We go for the Anima. They are going to negate the summon. It doesn't really matter. All it kind of matters here is that we get rid of it. So now they have a zone open. But yeah, we go for birth. I guess we can't normal summon because we already normal summoned out the Master. I mean, maybe we should have just gone for... We're not even activating the Unicorn Search. What are we doing? Do we already have it in the hand? Did we slide it out? What's going on here? Oh, we already had it in the hand. That's rough. We go for an IP, and then we're going to activate the effect, bringing out the Unicorn. And I wonder if we could have went maybe for a Phoenix instead, going for that discard of the Fenrir, which can then destroy the back row. But we are going to go up into the Unicorn, and then that's going to be spinning back the Rabbit. And we are sending another Unicorn, so our hand is actually full of just Cashier monsters here. We are going to be entering battle phase, and time gets called, but we're going to be able to just attack into the Fairy and win in time. We did win game 1, so regardless, it would have just been a win on our turn, but definitely kind of rough just being able to cheese the win over that Fairy of a 200 attack with the dungeon there. You don't like winning that way, but when you are playing Mimighoul, a lot of the times the mirror matches are going to be very long. Regardless, hope you're watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, have some more content like this. Don't forget to stay safe. Peace.